today I'm taking on the challenge of I just don't have enough time. And we've all been there. We're there most of the time, I think. And there's one line, one thought has made a big difference to me, even despite all the responsibility that I have. And that thought is when I say, I just can't do it. I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough energy. The thought is, but what if I can? And that opens the door for everything possible. So let me go back and discuss a couple of things that go on with me when I'm fighting that I don't have enough time. One of the things I learned this week was there's a difference between being busy and being hurried. You can be busy without being hurried. And I'm really striving to try to live that way now because it's a much more comfortable space. I can be busy without the emotional frustration of being hurried. So one of the things that I like to think about is the mental aspect of I don't have enough time. Once again, what's holding me back? Is it that I think it's too hard? That it's going to take too much time? That I don't have enough in my energy reserve bank to take that on? Or that I'm just totally incapable of it? Well, that thought of what if I can really shifts everything into possibility. So in other words, if I have this new choreography project that I need to do, and I'm not inspired, I can't get into it. Well, maybe mentally just saying, I'm just going to edit the music. Or I'm just going to segment each section of the music out. Okay? Taking those little steps instead of looking at the whole project is progress. Now, another thing I like to do is really seriously take a look at my schedule and say, when do I physically have the time? And, we blow this out of proportion sometimes and think, I need to spend a half hour training or whatever. No, even if I only did 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, my dog feels fulfilled, and so do I. And mentally, that's so important because then I can go about the rest of my day knowing I took care of my dog's needs and some of my needs, and that they came first. And I'm going to talk about emotionally how this impacts me as well. I was very hurried and busy at the time that I got Alina's diagnosis of significant heart disease. And I thought, I need to be training her every day because that's what she loves. What, did it take this diagnosis for me to finally kick into action with her every day? I was waiting until I had the days that I had the energy and the time, unless I had something due where she needed to assist me and do filming. But I recommitted that time to her. And this became life-saving to her because she got to the point where she really didn't want to eat. Yet she would take training treats. So I researched and got the best complete food I could, that not kibble, but that was dry like that is a complete nourishing food. And that's what I would train her for, so I knew at least she was getting one meal in her doing what she loves. And that emotionally was so important to me that I committed each morning to giving her breakfast because as the day wore on, as she got tired, she didn't want to eat. Well, all that did end up changing once she got on medication and I could do more for her. But those training sessions became life-saving and life-supporting, probably to both of us. So from a physical and emotional and mental combination, I was able to help her and feel much better myself, despite the fact that I had no more time. So I think it's really important to look at it and go, I can take that 10 minutes after breakfast before I have to leave the house to go train or go teach or whatever your job is, and just spend that few minutes working on a project with your dog. And it can be something really simple. What I like to do is tell my handlers, make some, the little cards, the note cards, and write out one thing that you want to work on and have a collection of them. And each time that you have an appointment with yourself to train your dog, pull one of those out, and it might be something simple like sit, stay. It might be healing left turns. It could be anything, but it doesn't make it an overwhelming project then. It makes it, I could spend 3 minutes accomplishing this. And we're both going to feel so much better for it. So I think that that's super important when it comes to us from a physical time management aspect, and also mentally and emotionally. The final thing that I want to bring up is the emotional aspect. Sometimes I have to write down how am I going to feel afterwards when I don't want to do something. And the more I can picture how I'm going to feel, how much better I'm going to feel, how much more accomplished I'm going to feel and fulfilled, that makes a big difference to me. And also, how is my dog going to feel? If I say I'm going to be away teaching out of town the rest of the day, well, we've put our time in and she's contented. And I think that that's so important, is what you're going to take from that training session. That knowledge that you have committed the time, that you fulfilled it, that you gave that gift of quality time to your dog. So I think that when we say we don't have enough time, we just need to rethink, where could we fit that in? And I've started, now that Alina's gone, there's a lot more things I can do, because she's off the clock of this medication at this time, this medication, and then she can eat an hour later. And you guys, many of you know that feeling, and it's overwhelming and it dictates your life. Well, if you can find those moments where you can sneak something in that is going to make a huge difference in your quality of life and theirs, it's so worth it. If you need coaching on this, I do Zoom lessons all over the world, private Zoom lessons, where we can discuss the challenges that you have and get you beyond that. And if I don't know how, I'll tell you the truth. I don't know how. I've been through a lot with my 6 Rottweilers and 1 Terrier, of moving them toward their potential. And that's really what this is all about, and having that quality time. So if you need help in that, you just email me, Judy@dogscandance.com, and a private 30-minute session is $45, or 4 sessions for $150. And whether that means you want help not only with challenges, but with a training challenge, a choreography challenge, breaking down your music, whatever it is, you've got a coach. And I'll see you next time with the next overcoming challenges.